There's a quiet kind of power in a woman who walks into a room and doesn't need to say a word. She's not trying to impress anyone. She knows who she is. But sometimes it's not our smile, our voice, or even our outfit that speaks first. It's an accessory, a necklace, a scarf, or maybe a pair of shoes. And while they used to say all the right things, now they might be sending the wrong message. So today, let's take a closer look at the pieces that may be aging you without you even realizing it. Let me say this right up front. This video isn't about rules or fashion police. It's about reconnecting with who you are today. Because after 50, style shifts. Not because we care less, but because we've grown. What once felt empowering might now feel like it belongs to someone else. And that's okay. We're here to explore, gently, how small changes in your accessories can bring out your natural confidence. You don't need to follow trends. You need to feel like you again, comfortable in your own skin. Somewhere along the line, our accessories stopped evolving with us. Maybe it was that belt we wore to every party or those earrings that once made us feel bold and bright. But now they feel a little off. Not because they're bad, but because we've changed. The problem isn't the piece. It's that it might no longer reflect the woman you are today. And that misalignment can be subtle but powerful. You see it in how your outfit makes you feel, how confident you walk, or whether you smile when you catch a reflection. The goal isn't to toss everything out. It's to pause and ask, is this still me? Because small shifts in style can bring big shifts in how you feel. Let's talk about statement necklaces. You remember them, right? Those big, chunky pieces that once made us feel bold, put together, and kind of fabulous. The ones with big beads, bright colors, and layers that could stop someone in their tracks. I had one I wore to every holiday dinner. It made me feel like I had stepped out of a fashion magazine. But here's what I've learned. Just because something once worked doesn't mean it still does. And that's not a bad thing. It's just a sign that we've changed and our style can grow with us. Statement necklaces, especially the oversized kind with plastic or shiny metal beads, tend to pull the eye down. They compete with your neckline, your face, and your smile. And for women over 50, whose natural beauty already shines in softer, subtler ways, that kind of competition isn't always flattering. In fact, it can age you more than you think. You might not even realize it until you switch it out for something simpler. Then suddenly, people are complimenting your skin, your glow, your presence, not your necklace. So what do you wear instead? The answer is surprisingly simple. Try a delicate gold chain that hits right at your collarbone, or a single strand of pearls. Nothing too long or dramatic, just enough to add a touch of grace. Silver chains with a small pendant also work beautifully. These pieces don't scream. They whisper. And the best part? They don't distract. They frame your features gently. They move with you. And they let your personality, not your jewelry, be the main event. Think about it this way. When you walk into a room, do you want people to notice your necklace first, or the way your eyes light up when you smile? Do you want your accessories to speak louder than your confidence? I'm guessing not. Most of us want to feel beautiful, not busy. We want to feel effortless. And the right necklace, one that enhances rather than dominates, can make that difference. It's not about getting rid of every bold piece you own. If you love it, keep it. Maybe save it for a special occasion. But for everyday elegance, lighter is often better. Softer is often stronger. A refined piece tells the world you know exactly who you are, and that's more powerful than any trend. So the next time your hand reaches for that old chunky necklace, pause. Hold it up. Ask yourself, does this reflect who I am today? And if the answer is no, that's okay. Because growing out of something doesn't mean you've lost your style. It means you're stepping into it. Remember, style isn't about sticking to what once worked. It's about evolving with grace, with wisdom, and with a sense of self that gets clearer every year. That's not just fashion. That's freedom. Let's be honest for a moment. Scarves can be magical. They add a little texture, a pop of color, maybe even a hint of mystery. They're one of those accessories that feel both practical and pretty. But here's the catch. Not every scarf is doing you favors, especially the ones that have been sitting in your drawer since the early 2000s. You know the ones I mean. The bright florals, the rainbow swirls, the thick polyester with patterns that could stop traffic. At the time, they felt vibrant. Now, they might be adding visual clutter. I remember a scarf I used to love. It had every color imaginable, and I swore it went with everything. But every time I wore it, something fell off. My outfit felt busy. My face seemed lost in the print. And the compliments? They stopped coming. One day, I tried something new, a soft blush silk scarf. It didn't shout. It whispered. And people noticed me, not just my scarf. That's when I realized maybe simpler really is better. The thing is, bold scarves often overpower. They draw attention away from your face, which is exactly where you want people looking. Especially after 50, when we've earned every smile line and sparkle in our eyes. You want accessories that highlight those things, not fight them. So what works better? Think soft neutrals, ivory, taupe, gentle rose. Look for subtle patterns, like tone-on-tone florals or light stripes. Choose fabrics that breathe, silk, cotton, or a lightweight linen. These materials drape naturally, without adding bulk. They move with you, and when tied loosely or draped gently over the shoulder, they frame the face with softness. And here's a little style trick. Scarves in soft tones tend to reflect light upward. That means your skin looks brighter, your eyes look more awake, and your overall presence feels lighter. It's not about being bland. It's about choosing pieces that let you shine, not the scarf. So, take a look at your scarf collection. Pull out the ones that feel stiff, overly loud, or dated. Hold them up in the mirror. Ask yourself, is this scarf enhancing my look or dragging it down? And be honest. It's okay to outgrow something. It just means you're evolving. If you're not sure where to start, grab a solid neutral scarf and wear it with your favorite top. See how it changes the tone of the whole outfit. You might be surprised at how peaceful and polished it feels. That's what we're aiming for, effortless elegance. In this season of life, style should feel easy, not forced. Scarves should flow with your energy, not fight for attention. So next time you reach in your drawer, pick the one that feels like grace. Because you deserve to be the focus, not the fabric. Let's talk about handbags. Now, I know a good bag can feel like a best friend. It's been with you through travel, dinners, errands, and maybe even a few job interviews. But here's something we don't often realize. Our bag can be sending a message we didn't intend. It might be saying, I'm stuck in the past, or I'm trying too hard, especially if it's loud. I'm talking oversized logos, shiny finishes, extra chains, tassels, studs, you know what I mean. I had this bag once. It was red patent leather with gold chains and a big shiny brand emblem. I loved it. Thought it looked expensive. But over time, something shifted. The bag didn't match my outfits anymore. It started to feel heavy, not just physically, but visually, like it was stealing attention instead of pulling my look together. And once I noticed that, I couldn't unsee it. The thing is, a handbag should complement your style, not compete with it. When you carry something with too much going on, it distracts. People notice the bag, but they forget the woman carrying it. And that's not the effect we want. Especially not now, in this chapter of life when we've finally grown into our own voice. So what's the better choice? Look for bags with clean lines. Think soft leather, no visible logos, and classic shapes. A structured tote in camel, a navy shoulder bag with subtle stitching, or even a small crossbody in warm taupe. These bags say, I know who I am. They whisper confidence instead of shouting for attention. And they age beautifully just like you. Another thing to keep in mind is size. If you're petite, an oversized bag can overwhelm your frame. On the other hand, a tiny bag that barely holds your phone can feel impractical. Aim for balance, something that fits your proportions and your lifestyle. You want a bag that moves with you, not against you. And let's talk color. A pop of color is great, but neon green or metallic silver might be better left in the past. Instead, try a deep burgundy, a forest green, or a soft slate blue. Colors like these still offer personality, but with elegance. They say mature, not matronly. Intentional, not impulsive. The best bags don't just hold your stuff. They hold your energy. They say, I'm grounded. I'm present. I'm not trying to impress anyone. I'm just showing up as myself. And there's something incredibly powerful about that. So next time you grab your go-to purse, take a moment. Hold it up. Ask yourself, does this bag reflect the woman I am today? If it doesn't, maybe it's time to let it go with gratitude and carry something that reflects who you've become. Let's talk about sunglasses. They're small, but wow, can they make an impact? The right pair can frame your face, highlight your features, and add instant polish to any outfit. But the wrong pair? It can do just the opposite. It can weigh you down, hide your expression, or send the message that your style is stuck in the past. And trust me, we've all been there. I still remember a pair I wore for years. Big, round lenses with rhinestones at the corners. I thought they were glamorous. But one day I caught a glimpse of myself in a shop window and thought, wait, is that really how I look now? That moment changed everything. Here's the thing. Just like our clothing, our sunglasses need to grow up with us. What felt bold and fun in our 30s might feel out of sync in our 60s. Neon frames, oversized plastic shapes, funky geometric styles. They were exciting once. But today, they might be distracting more than they're defining. When choosing sunglasses now, think about harmony. Think about balance. You want frames that highlight your cheekbones, not cover half your face. You want lenses that soften your features, not exaggerate them. And you want something that feels like it belongs with the rest of your outfit, not like it was grabbed last minute from a beach souvenir shop. So what works better? Classic shapes, always. Cat eye frames with a gentle curve. Rectangular frames that follow the natural line of your brows. Even aviators, if the size is right, can look timeless. And color matters too. Warm brown, soft black, champagne gold, or tortoiseshell all tend to flatter most skin tones. They blend into your overall look instead of shouting for attention. Here's a tip most people forget. Try your sunglasses on with a mirror in natural light. Notice not just the style, but what they do to your face. Do they lift your look? Or do they make your face feel heavier? If your expression looks tired or hidden, it might be time for a change. Also, think about proportion. If you have a smaller face, avoid frames that cover your eyebrows and your cheeks. If you have a stronger bone structure, go for frames that echo that strength but don't overwhelm it. It's about flow, not force. At the end of the day, sunglasses should protect your eyes, yes, but they should also reflect who you are now. You've grown. You've softened in some ways, sharpened in others. And your eyewear should celebrate that, not hide it. So next time you pull out a pair of shades, ask yourself, do these still match my energy? Because the best accessory you can wear is clarity. And nothing brings clarity like a good pair of sunglasses that let the real you shine through. Let's take a moment to talk about earrings. They may be small, but they play a big role in your look. They sit close to your smile, your eyes, and your expressions. They're one of the first things people notice when you speak or laugh. But here's what many of us overlook. Some earrings, especially the big, heavy ones, can actually pull your look down instead of lifting it. I used to love long, dramatic earrings, the kind that swung with every step and sparkled under the light. I felt bold wearing them. But over time, something shifted. They started to feel too heavy, not just on my ears, but on my entire face. My lobes were being stretched. My expressions felt hidden. And instead of drawing attention to my eyes or cheekbones, the earrings became the star of the show. That wasn't the look I wanted anymore. When we're younger, it's easy to reach for statement pieces. It feels fun, expressive, even a little rebellious. But as we age, our confidence speaks louder than any jewelry ever could. We no longer need accessories to prove anything. We've already done the work. Now it's about enhancing, not overpowering, what we naturally bring to the room. So what should you look for instead? Start with comfort. Lightweight materials. Earrings that don't pull or tug. Small hoops in gold or silver, classic studs, tiny drops with a little shimmer. These kinds of earrings catch the light without stealing the scene. They move with you, not against you. And best of all, they bring attention to your features, not away from them. Pearls are another beautiful option. Timeless, elegant, soft. Whether you go for a classic white or something with a blush or gold undertone, pearls have a way of adding grace without any effort. And unlike heavy chandelier styles, they won't pull your lobes down or get tangled in your scarf or hair. Here's something to keep in mind. If your hairstyle shows your ears, keep your earrings delicate. Let them echo the shape of your jawline, not compete with it. If you wear your hair down or use accessories like hats or scarves, go with simple studs that won't get lost or cause a tangle. It's all about proportion, harmony, subtlety, and comfort really matters. Heavy earrings might not feel bad at first, but over time, they can cause lasting damage to your earlobes. You deserve better than that. You deserve pieces that respect your beauty and honor the face you've grown into. So the next time you open your jewelry box, take a closer look. Hold those earrings up and ask, do these support the woman I am today? Because the truth is, elegance doesn't come from how much you wear. It comes from choosing with care, from letting your natural light shine through. Let your earrings frame your face like a beautiful picture, quietly, simply, and with love. Let's talk about belts. They're one of those accessories we often take for granted. You grab one, loop it through, and call it a day. But the truth is, a belt can completely change the tone of your entire outfit. It can either elevate your look or pull it down. And unfortunately, many of us still hold on to thick, flashy belts with big, shiny buckles or outdated finishes because, at one point, they made us feel stylish or polished. But here's what often happens now. Those belts, especially if they're stiff, too wide, or too flashy, don't enhance our shape. They cut across the body and create harsh visual lines. They often draw attention to areas we'd rather soften, like the waist or midsection. And instead of blending into a well-curated outfit, they shout. And not in a good way. I remember a friend of mine who wore a bright red patent leather belt with a gold buckle the size of a coaster. It was her signature back in the early 2000s. But when she put on recently, even with a sleek black dress, it felt like she had stepped out of a time capsule. And not in a nostalgic or vintage chic way. It overwhelmed the outfit, and all anyone could look at was that belt. That's the thing. As we grow older, our style naturally leans toward refinement. We seek simplicity with intention. So what should you reach for instead? Think soft, slim belts. A belt that hugs your silhouette without squeezing it. Go for neutral tones like taupe, warm brown, ivory, or soft gray. Or pick a belt made from suede or smooth leather that blends with your outfit instead of competing with it. And here's a little trick stylists use all the time. If you're wearing a dress or a blouse that comes with a matching fabric belt, keep it. Fabric belts give a gentle structure without any harsh lines. They guide the eye rather than stop it. They elongate your frame instead of cutting it in half. That's visual harmony. And it's flattering on every body type. Another thing to keep in mind is comfort. Thick belts can feel stiff or pinch throughout the day. Soft belts move with your body. They let you sit, breathe, and live comfortably. And honestly, what's more elegant than looking great and feeling at ease at the same time? So next time you reach in your closet and pull out that belt, hold it up for a moment. Ask yourself, does this help me feel confident and current? Or is it something I'm holding onto from a style chapter that's already closed? Belts, like all accessories, should serve you, not the other way around. Let them highlight your beauty, not become the center of attention. Because when a belt is chosen well, it doesn't just hold up your pants. It pulls together your whole look with grace and quiet confidence. That's real style, and that's what you deserve. Let's finish our journey from the ground up by talking about shoes. They might be the last thing you put on, but they're often the first thing people notice. And here's the thing. Shoes don't just carry your body. They carry your message. They say something about who you are, how you see yourself, and what kind of day you're expecting. But sometimes, without realizing it, we're holding on to shoes that quietly say, I haven't updated in years. One of the biggest style culprits? Wedge heels. Now I get it. At one point, they were the perfect mix of comfort and height. They made you feel a little taller without the wobble of a stiletto. But many wedge heels, especially those with chunky soles, court platforms, or busy straps, have not aged well. They can make the foot look bulky and throw off the clean lines of a modern outfit. Instead of elongating your legs, they sometimes cut them short visually. Another common offender is overly decorated shoes. Think floral embroidery, sequins, glittery accents, or big fabric bows. These elements might feel playful or fun at first, but over time, they often come across as costume-like. Instead of blending with your outfit, they compete with it, and not in a subtle way. The same goes for clunky orthopedic styles, shoes that scream comfort but forget about form. They may be good for your feet, but not necessarily for your overall look. So what's the better path forward? Look for shoes that balance elegance and ease. A low block heel and soft leather can be both supportive and stylish. A classic pointed toe flat in a neutral tone like nude, taupe, or soft blush will flatter your feet and lengthen your silhouette. Loafers with smooth finishes or subtle textures like suede can ground your outfit with quiet confidence. These shoes don't have to scream. They speak with assurance, not desperation. And don't forget about fit. Our feet change as we age. The shoes that worked a decade ago might not serve us now. That doesn't mean we sacrifice style. It just means we need to be more intentional. When your shoes support your feet and reflect your essence, they become more than footwear. They become part of your signature. Here's a tip. When shopping, ask yourself two things. Can I walk a mile in these comfortably? And do they align with the woman I am today? If the answer to both is yes, you found a winner. Shoes should carry your story, not compete with it. Because elegance isn't about sacrificing comfort, and comfort doesn't have to come at the cost of style. The right pair of shoes will let you move through the world with grace and grounded confidence. They won't just match your outfit, they'll match your energy. So next time you slip on a pair of shoes, take a moment. Look in the mirror. Ask yourself, are these from a version of me I've already outgrown? Because the woman you are now deserves to be seen and felt every step of the way. So here we are. After walking through each accessory one by one, maybe you're realizing something deeper. This wasn't just about scarves or shoes or earrings. It was about something bigger. It's about how you've grown, changed, and evolved over the years. Yet, sometimes your wardrobe didn't quite keep up. And that's okay. Life gets busy. We hold on to what's familiar, what once made us feel beautiful. But there comes a moment when we look in a mirror and ask, does what I'm wearing today reflect who I am now? That moment is the turning point. It's not about erasing the past. It's about honoring it while stepping forward. Maybe it's letting go of that oversized handbag you bought in your 40s. or choosing a sleeker pair of flats that actually support you. These changes might seem small, but they're powerful, because when your outside starts to match your inside, you don't just look better. You feel more like yourself again. So what's the takeaway from all this? It's simple. Your style isn't frozen in time. It's meant to grow with you. As we age, our confidence deepens, our sense of self gets clearer, and our clothes should reflect that. Letting go of accessories that no longer serve you isn't about giving up beauty. It's about choosing beauty that reflects who you are now. The small details, like a soft scarf or a well-fitted bag, can speak volumes. They tell the world, this is me today. And that's the most powerful kind of beauty. Not the loud kind, but the kind that comes from knowing yourself. So open your closet, take a breath, and make room for the woman you've become. If this video spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend, a sister, or someone who might be holding on to old styles without realizing it. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more tips that help you feel confident and beautiful at every stage. Drop a comment below and tell me, what accessory are you ready to say goodbye to? Let's start that conversation together.